dope girls, yeah, it's a podcast. Two dope girls, yeah, we speaking all facts. Two dope girls, yeah, we got it, just relax. Two dope girls, hit like, subscribe back. Two dope girls, and we on it, never slack. Two dope girls, and we got each other back. Two dope girls, and we coming for the cash.
Two dope girls, and we all about a bag.
Dope girls, all right.
Hi, LaDonna.
Hi, Grace.
How are you?
I am great.
I feel like I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays.
Girl, I seen you last night.
I know.
I'm just
Y'all re-recording twice, back to back to back, because we got things to do. Tis the season. It's the holiday season.
Yep.
We got to be prepared.
That's it.
But anyway, how were you since yesterday? How was your week? Because there were some things that you missed out.
Yeah. So we got together. We were able to guest appear in a fashion show last Saturday.
With
thankful
young
to
entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Justin,
who is amazing, doing amazing things in the community. So shout out to Justin.
Shout out to Justin, because me and Scoot had worked with Justin. We took pictures at a few of his other events beforehand. So shout out to him.
He's doing big things. I love that guy. But
what else you had going on?
But I mean, that night was amazing because we
made a lot of connections.
I mean, the connections that we made were so authentic and just not something we were looking to do that night.
Right.
It just came.
We're trying to find a bar, an empty bar, outside bar.
I mean, and then we spoke with the young lady that kind of allowed her boutique.
Pinky's Closet.
Yes. She was
Shout out
amazing. She was amazing. And the guy, the owner, LeBrandon from The Hive. The Hive was amazing. Y'all go check out The Hive. It used to be Woolworth.
Yeah.
But
they're under new management.
They're under new management. Y'all, listen. Under new management. But a great place. The setup was very nice, very dope, very intimate.
Because they said they got rid of everybody that worked there before.
They should have.
Well, because they had
immediately. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Y'all don't like us?
We did a good, and LeBrandon is cool because he's super supportive, and we're gonna
hopefully we get a chance to collaborate with them,
with him and the owner of Pinky's Closet.
Absolutely,
because we have to reach out to her too.
Yes. But we did get a chance to talk to LeBrandon. I think just a little bit more. So you guys, go check out The Hive. It is located at 1006 20th Street South, Birmingham, Alabama.
And it's dope spot. It's super. The aesthetic is so cool, and the way they have it spaced out, I love, because you can distance from other people but still be in your own little group. So that's good.
They had me at the pink and green chairs.
Of course,
Keep it moving.
Okay, you guys.
How was yours? How was your week?
I don't know, shit. What did I do? Work out?
We had Thanksgiving. Oh, you cooked.
I cooked.
Yeah,
I always cook. Who else gonna cook?
You grown as fuck.
I am. Who else gonna cook?
Like I'm still getting there. I
always cook though. It's like
really,
but I cook almost every day, LaDonna.
No, I'm saying Thanksgiving is different though, Grace. I cook.
Yeah.
Like I may act like I don't cook, but I cook.
But who gonna eat? I mean, if I don't cook, nobody's gonna eat. I've learned to perfect my skills.
That's true. And then you're not in NOLA. Like you're not close to your mom. You know what I mean? So
I was forced to cook.
I understand.
Or we would have been eating Popeyes for
that is so funny.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thankfully you're not eating Popeyes.
Right.
But you guys, we have a special guest. Freddy. That's what I call him. I've known him forever.
How long have you known Freddy?
Forever. Our brothers we're like best friends growing up. So we've known each other forever. I can't even give you an age. We were kids.
Y'all were youngins.
Yeah, youngins.
Hi, Freddie.
How you doing? How y'all doing?
Good. Welcome to Two Dope Girls. You're the first dope boy to enter the chat with us.
He is a 35-year-old eligible bachelor in Birmingham, Alabama.
You know
from Fairfield, Alabama.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? He's super dope, eccentric, artsy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Love the arts, love culture, love bad bitches.
I continue
to go on and on and on.
Okay, Freddie, I'm just learning you. So love bad bitches.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
You know,
okay.
It takes a person that's known you forever to give you an introduction.
Right. That's true.
She hyping me up a little bit too.
What an introduction you gave him. And thank you for letting us come pod at your lovely spot.
No problem.
He said this is a bachelor pad, but I'm used to looking at like 20-year-olds or 20-something bachelor pads with like roommates living on the sofa or something else going on. What you looking for?
A bachelor for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Is this still right? Okay.
A bachelor pad for sure. It's just a little bit different. It's just it speaks to my personality.
Your aesthetic, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. So we have Freddy on, you guys, because we are doing a sex and relationship topic and dating in your 30s.
Mm-hmm. Something I have you don't have no. But you know what? You know me. I always have an opinion about something. So I'm going to chime in where I want to chime in.
LaDonna, you have never dated.
I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to chime in where I want to chime in. But you got to think, like, none of my friends are married. Like, nobody I hang with is married. So I still have been in the dating world, just not,
She's heard the conversation.
She knows what's going on. Yeah, she knows what's going on. Yeah. All right, Freddy. So what we're going to do a little icebreaker we like to do. Okay. We do it between us, but we're going to include you. We're going to do a game.
Okay, game.
And it's called Truth or Drink. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Okay. You either tell me the truth. I like people who are honest with me.
We're going to play with you, Freddy.
We're all going to answer.
We're not going to leave you high and dry.
But if you don't want to answer, you're going to go ahead and drink.
All right, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the first question. Name something illegal that you've done and regretted. If you don't want to answer, you better shot it.
Statute of limitations on this. So
yeah, we just talked about that yesterday.
I can say this, but I've definitely done a couple breaking and entering of homes as a child, as a kid, that I regret because some of the people I knew. Oh. And I didn't realize I knew them until I got in the house and there was a picture in the picture frame. And I was like, hold on, I know that person.
God damn it.
So yeah, that's probably going to be one of those for me.
Okay, breaking and entering. You a wild child.
We all have a past.
We all do have a past. But you're an adult now. You're grown now. You're more mature.
LaDonna. Weed, probably. Nothing.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, same.
Weed about to be legal though. Y'all got to give me something better than that. Come on, give me something better than that though.
I'm a goody two shoes.
I've done mushrooms before.
Oh, I can't wait.
At some point.
Yeah.
I want to.
At some point, definitely.
You have to be in a good mental space.
Would you pop a Percocet?
No.
Really?
I don't want
I would.
Those kind of drugs. Like pharmaceutical drugs.
I would. I mean, once in my life. I have to be like...
They come from the doctor though, so...
It's pharmaceutical. It's not from the earth.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. So, I don't want that. I don't even take drugs if I have to get like dental work or whatever. Yeah. I had surgery one time and I took the drug for one day and...
That was it. Give me the drugs.
I was sleepwalking.
Y'all sound kind of good. My story seem extreme. You talking about
because
weed?
I think you holding back. But you said breaking and entering.
Yeah, that's sounding extreme. I could have been still in jail.
You could have, but you're here by the grace of God. Look at you.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. Next question. How many women have you slept with in 1 week?
Oh.
Now, if you don't want to answer that, Freddy, there you go.
Shot.
Y'all, he's not an alcohol drinker.
That was a good one.
Look at him.
That was a good one.
Yes. I had to get him because I knew he wasn't going to answer it. LaDonna, your husband.
Yeah.
Me, one.
I've done him multiple times in 1 week. Does that
count? Like 5 or 6? Yeah. Oh, we'll say 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hold on, can we pull me another shot? Because if there's more questions coming,
would you like brown or white, Freddie?
Let's do brown.
Okay, here you go, LaDonna. Hand him the brown.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like the next question, they're only going to get worse as we go on. So,
when was the last time you sent a nude text message?
Ooh.
I mean, even though you're in the comforts of your own home. We don't want you to pass out before the episode begins, so you might just want to answer it.
Well, as far as news go, I'm not.
You're not a nude person.
You're not a
but you're fit.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm now I'll pull the hammer out. You know, I do pull the hammer out, but
the hammer.
It's been a minute. Like I can't really. It's been a while though.
Okay.
So
because once you like, of course, I'm dating, so
right. So you're not doing that.
Yeah, because she could just pull up. You know,
that's true.
And
what warrants a dick pic? Like, what makes you say I'm going to send her a dick pic?
Well, let's talk. In terms of in a relationship, so if she's at work, you know, we may have a little text going, or whatever. She might send me a picture like, "Hey, what you think about this dress?" I'm like, "You look real good in that dress." I'm thinking about some things, and one thing about me, I can get very vocal, about how I feel about you, you know, in that way. So, you know, should we get to talking? She may send an emoji, I send an emoji back. But then I'm gonna send
the emoji is a real picture.
I'm gonna send that 3D. I'm gonna send that thing 3D. You gotta send that thing 3D. Yeah. Catch your angles. With your angles, yeah. For sure with your angles.
You gotta show them a little ab though.
Yeah.
Give them a little ab and a little
just, you know, a little foreplay to go with it.
Also, take it, fellas. Women don't like when y'all got y'all shirt on sending dick pics too. So you gotta take it. You look like
lazy.
You look like Winnie the Pooh. You look like Winnie the Pooh. Take your shirt off. You look like Winnie the Pooh with a dick pic, like for real.
Feel about dudes fucking in their socks.
Nah, but
it might be for traction.
Yes.
I think it's for traction.
Leverage. You need good traction at times.
You gotta be like, oops, sorry. You gotta be like.
I always feel like maybe hood dudes do it in their socks. Like I don't know if I ever want to see Future with doing it without socks on.
I don't even want to see Future.
I mean,
you want to see Future?
I like hood dudes. I don't know how I ended up with my husband. God knew. He knew.
The Lord knew.
He knew.
Next. Well, you didn't answer.
Oh, what was the question?
When was the last time you sent a new text message?
Probably it had to be within the last 6-7 months.
Probably long for me. I can't even tell you. Well, no, I'm lying. It was a video though.
Ooh, okay. Look at you. You went all out.
I was, because my mom has like this huge big shower.
Oh.
So it's
paint the picture.
Yeah. So I was like, dang, this would be super sexy to send to my husband. So, you know, I was just
did
like,
he appreciate that?
He better have.
Did he love it when you sent it? You know, you hold it down?
He don't do that. He don't do the expressions stuff.
Okay.
He's not that expressive of a person, but he appreciated the visual. Yeah. But that was a long time ago. Shit. Maybe I need to start doing it a little more often.
Yeah, you making me think. Even though I'm in a relationship, I probably need to bring back the spice with that too.
Yeah, you always got to bring back the spice.
Yeah, bring it back.
I'm all about the
spice. You better let them know. All right, let's see. Read the last text message you sent to someone.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? My phone out over here right now.
You know, we could pause.
Hold on. Let me see. Well, you know what? Hold on. Matter of fact.
Go get your phone.
Nah,
you locked?
Nah,
I'm outside.
I forgot it was in my pocket.
Oh.
Yeah, it was in my pocket. Yeah. I could definitely send my last text.
What was your last text message you sent to someone?
Still doing the pod. I'm actually shooting right now. You want to know her response?
What?
Sure.
What was her response?
Yes.
Okay, I love you.
Aww.
Who is that?
He's still it better be his woman.
I'm saying it could be his mama. It could be his aunt.
It could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
It could be.
It could be cousin. It could be baby cousin or something like that. You're right. Okay.
You know,
I'm just assuming. I shouldn't assume.
He could say the young lady I'm dating, or he can be like my great auntie.
My last text message was okay. That was it.
Who was it to me?
So anticlimactic. Just drink for it.
Just say we're just gonna take this one
just for GP.
Because we've been answering a lot of questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is the last one. Got to give him time. Okay, Freddie. Have you ever tried online dating apps?
Nah. That's nah.
Why? Like, what is it taboo for you, or do you feel like you make better connections?
I'm super old school, so even when I date, I need to have I need to date without kind of. I start off as friends first. Mm-hmm. So if I'm knowing we about to date, going in, I'm kind of gonna be. It makes me feel kind of weird, like it's almost like those arranged marriages, you know? Yeah. So I'm not doing no dating apps.
Okay. Have you done? Oh shit.
Hell no. But I'm thinking if if I wasn't married, if I was in the dating world right now, would I do a dating app? I'm kind of like Freddy. Like, I'm an out and about person. I see no reason for me to have to do a dating app to meet a person. Like, my personality is going to drive people to me or going to drive me to somebody else.
Okay, so confession.
Yeah.
When I was like 22, me and my homegirl had signed up for Black People Meet.
That is hilarious. I was listening.
And that's like the cliche.
That's the first one. The first one.
It is. It was like...
how was it?
It was not for me. She just wanted me to do it because she was doing it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a good sport. I'm going to go ahead. And it was just creeps after creeps after creeps. And I was like, no, I don't really want to meet up with you. It was good. Some of it was good conversation.
I'm about to tell you a real good story.
What? What you did?
So, no, I didn't do nothing.
Okay.
When Tinder first came out.
Tinder?
Y'all remember when Tinder first came out? It was like, well, I guess it's still out. I'm not sure. The swipe left.
Yeah, the swipe.
Yeah.
Swipe, you know.
Of course it's still out.
Okay, so I had a friend that was on Tinder. She's single at the time. Looking to see what's out there in Birmingham. And guess who she rose up on?
It better not have been no Sean.
No! Sean!
No, Sean.
So I bring it to him, right?
Sean, no.
I said, Sean, you on Tinder? We're married. We have a kid. We are married.
Are we sure Tinder's not Job Finder? Because it could be a Job Finder.
Okay, this would be a friend of Sean. Okay,
Of course.
this would be a friend of Sean.
Friends. So guess who he blames it on?
Freddie?
Did he even know this? Probably not, because it had nothing to do with Freddie, probably. Yes, he's talking about Freddie just wanted me to see what it looked like, what it did.
Look,
It don't even make
Freddie's
sense.
so ashamed right now. Freddie's so ashamed right now.
Oh yeah, we real and raw up in here.
Oh, Sean, I can't believe you.
Oh, yeah.
You just...
Next question, please.
That was a good one. Your game was good. We're gonna give you that.
That was a cool game. That was a cool game.
Okay. I'm trying to make it a little interesting, but we are going to talk about sex and relationship and dating in your 30s because I hadn't dated in so long.
Yeah. Have you even dated in your 30s? Y'all been married since
We
you
got
been
married
30.
when I was 29.
Yeah, so you hadn't dated in your 30s
Was I
either.
29? Yeah, I was 29. So I didn't date in my 30s.
And
it's
apparently
different.
it's different now.
You're in a relationship. A new relationship.
I'm dating, yeah.
You're dating.
Yeah.
How is it dating in your 30s as opposed to your 20s?
In this situation, it's been different because she's actually still in her 20s. She's actually still in her 20s. She's 29.
Okay.
So, dating,
and you are?
I'm 35.
Okay.
So with her, I guess with dating, it's been more of her trying to, because she was out of a relationship right before we started talking. So that was another thing too.
Okay.
A lot of things that I did that may have reminded her of her past relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That was a problem at first. She kept reminding me that I was reminding her of things.
So how do you navigate that? Like trying not to have her experience the things that she experienced in her past relationship or just expressing to her that this is who you are?
That's the part, expressing who I am. Like my communication, that's number one for me in a relationship. I can't just date you because of like, if you can't communicate with me in a real way,
right,
then you're not gonna have all of me there.
Right.
Like, so if you ignore things that I'm speaking up about,
right,
that's gonna be an issue because,
absolutely,
because I'm telling you because it's something I want to discuss.
And that's important in a relationship. It's communication. Do you think,
well, and that takes me to my first question.
What? Okay. Go, because I was going to go somewhere completely different. Yeah. But go ahead.
In your 30s, how do you meet people? We already established in the game that you really don't do
online dating.
Well,
so how did you meet? If you don't have to say her name or anything like that, but how did you meet her, or how do you meet people in your 30s? Because I know for my friends, this is something that they have troubles with.
Okay. Well,
likewise.
Let's go back to the part when we talked about the online dating apps. Okay, so now every app is pretty much an online dating app. So You slide in them DMs.
Even IG, yeah.
Yeah,
Facebook,
things like that. So that's usually how people meet now, especially with quarantine. Nobody's really out. So you actually meet people through social media.
Right.
It's a key component into dating now, today. But it also plays a big factor in relationships.
It does.
Like a real big factor.
Why do you say that?
And are you meaning like already established relationships?
Even that as well.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, we didn't know, me personally, like LaDonna know, I'm a different kind of guy for, like, as far as Birmingham goes, you know, I'm a little bit different.
Are you from here?
I am from here, but I'm a little left of center, and when it comes to like my way of thinking, so I really wasn't outside in terms of dating wise. Like I didn't really gravitate to a lot of women here. Okay, and then social media happened, and I started like meeting women from other places, you know.
So that's still online dating a little bit,
in a sense. That's what I was saying, like in a sense. But I couldn't see myself signing up for Tinder or nothing like that. But but like with that, I started like meeting women. I'm like, hold on. So the girl that I had in my head, envisioned in my head, she's really outside. She's really out there. I just got to go to another state. And that's how a lot of people are. A lot of us are now. We tend to like see on social media. Like,
I've always dated outside of where I live. I always did long distance dating. I've only dated one guy that lived locally with me.
And that's really something that that made me more open to like dating, because before I wouldn't even date nobody that was long distance. I couldn't do that, but now
you understand.
Social media, it kind of it brings you close in a sense.
So tell me something. Describe your ideal woman. What does that look like to you?
Y'all know this is we back at the same.
Hold on, what are we talking? What are we talking when you say what does it look like?
We do this all the time.
Every time we
always
have the same questions. Like
so
that, I was literally just about to say, "What's your type?"
And she explain your ideal woman to us.
When it comes to a type, I definitely got to be nurturing. I need a nurturing woman. Mainly because I want to have kids, so I need to know how you're going to be with my kids.
Hold on 1 second. Let's just give it up for the fact that he never said anything about her looks yet. Like he just said, that's some out the box shit. Like you don't, if you meet a guy and what type of girl, she got to be light skinned, big booty, little waist, cute in the face. You know, that's dope that you never even mentioned her looks just yet. Now I know we're going to get to them. Keep going.
Well,
besides nurturing.
Yes.
And she has to bring me like peace in a sense. Cause I definitely need peace just based off of the day I'm going to face. You know, I may from work to anything that's going on in my day. When I want to come home to peace. Right. That's important. That's very important to me. How you make me feel mentally is gonna
affect the relationship.
Yeah, determine how I see you.
Okay. So. That's honestly, I like that.
Since we brought that up, like what are your expectations when you think about getting married? What do you want your wife to be like, other than you want her to bring you peace? Like, do men think about that? Because I know women, we think about that. Like, what we want our day to look like. What this great man that is going to ask us to marry, what is he going to be like?
As far as if I come home every day, I'm telling, like, it's literally the same. Most guys want like the quietness, peace, and just
be by themselves. To their thoughts.
In a sense, because of what we had to face the world. The world was loud, yelling at us. You know, you got a job, whatever. So we want to come home to literally just peace.
I really think that goes on to both ends.
It does.
Because when I crossed the threshold of my home, I always wanted to be my safe environment. Right. And I even told LaDonna, I don't invite people to my home only because I don't know what kind of energy they're bringing into my home. Mm-hmm. And
except for me, even the dogs love me.
They do. They love you. They really do love you. But it's important to, when you go home and you with someone that you love and appreciate, you want them to receive you, because the outside world is cruel.
It's cruel.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. I totally get that. So do you like aggressive women?
Aggressive in the sense of like, You approach me first? Aggression?
So in the bedroom, approach you first. Like, do you want her to always be the person that
make the first move?
Yes.
Or do you make the first move? Like, how do you want your woman to be aggressive, or what does that look like to you?
All right. So when it comes to the approach in the first meeting, I'm super laid back. So I probably won't say much to you. I'm gonna like stare you down, give you the eyes or whatever, but I'm not gonna too tough like say nothing to you. So, but I'm gonna let you know I'm interested based off of the communication, the non-verbal
communication.
So, yeah.
That's how I am too. Like I feel like you don't have to say that much.
You got to feel people out.
And chemistry is a big thing for me. Yeah. Like if we can be in a room full of people and I can notice you looking at me out of everybody, and I give that same energy back. Then for me, like that's something way special. Yeah, it's way special than a guy coming up to me, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, Red?
The infamous elbow grab. Infamous,
what's up, Lex? Oh. No,
like, what's up, Red? What's up, little Red?
Yeah, give me a chance.
I just keep walking. I don't know who that person is.
Right.
Excuse me. Hey, what's your name? And I don't even give people the benefit of the doubt, even though I'm married. Like, okay, I appreciate you approaching me, but I'm married. This is not my thing.
But like he said, that especially now, because we're amongst professional people whenever we go out, most of the time we're amongst professional people when we go out. A lot of professional men, they like to do the arm grab, or what are you drinking? You're so beautiful, whispering, you're so beautiful in your ear. So they do it a couple of different ways as of now. Yes, I'm married, but I still do get approached. So
I mean, you're human,
right? I'm human. So it's just like I get that.
What is your most favorite part of a woman's body? Like, what attracts you initially to a woman?
All right, so this is the part I'm talking about, the physical part.
Yes.
For sure. I'm an ass man for sure. That's something I'm gonna notice
immediately.
Yeah, it's something about the hip to waist ratio that does something to me. So
are you into fake booties?
I'm not gonna send the fake home.
You're gonna try to test it out.
Wrong with it.
Yeah.
Really?
No. If I didn't have any ass,
would you get like implants?
If I didn't have any ass, but that's not my issue as of right now.
I wouldn't get no booty implants.
Yeah.
No, I would get the fat transfer.
If you already got it,
BBL is different.
Yeah.
If you already got it when I meet you, then it's a go. But I'm not gonna if you with me and you like thinking about it, I'm definitely gonna try to talk you off that ledge.
Really?
Because I'm telling you, because I plan on being with you. So this is I accepted you the way you are.
Right.
Now we can discuss more about how you feel about yourself at that point.
So are you into natural bodies?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would rather that.
But if you're in a relationship and if she's expressed that, hey, I don't feel, I don't like my breasts, I'm thinking about getting implants in my breasts, are you okay with that? Are you like, no, like just,
I like you
just throw that
the way you
idea
are.
all the way out?
Well, I'm going to speak my mind in terms of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's about you. You know, so if you're doing it for like just purposes of, I want my shirt to fit better, I might just get a different size shirt or something.
That's a man. That's a man. Like, I can't wait till the day I get my breasts done. Like,
so what's your ideal body though, besides an ass? Like, does she have to, can she be like 6 feet tall? Does she have to be like 5'2"?
That part doesn't
Can she be like 200 pounds? Oh, there's a pause.
Well,
she can't weigh more than you, huh?
No, yeah. Because 200 falls different on some people.
That's true.
I ain't even 200 pounds.
I seen some 220s hit different.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And I'm
some little bitty 220s?
They may
just
stout,
stacked.
Stout,
okay, just stacked.
It's back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's back there.
Yeah, for sure. I can do 220.
Definitely.
I think he's recollecting on some past memory of his.
Right.
Okay, so since you... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
no, go
how
ahead.
quickly, before we get too far into just finding someone that you like or whatever, how quickly do you know if a female has the potential to be more than a fuck?
Oh, wow. I typically don't like jump straight into. I'm definitely like this is crazy because I'm a guy saying this.
All twisted
because
up.
I'm a guy saying this, so I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I usually friend zone people in the beginning because if I know it's something. if I know I want to get to know you in a different way, I'm going to put you like in a friend zone to where we could be friends first. So if it becomes romantic,
okay,
we already had that foundation.
If we got an issue in the romance department, we can still be friends first, so we can kind of work it out. So I typically friend zone people in the beginning.
Okay.
And then I'll kind of learn you then. So it's not really a time. It's just how I feel in that, when we're in that zone.
So if the relationship doesn't work out, are you guys still friends?
Yes, that's the whole purpose of it, because you attracted me in a different way at that point, because we were friends before we took it to that next level. So I can kind of.
What if your current has an issue with you being friends with someone that you slept with?
Right, that has come up before.
I'm sure
it definitely has come up before, and I respect it because I gotta see. My current is more important than what happened in my past.
Absolutely.
So I expect the person in my past to be respectful of how my current feels. So if I decide, if I just be like, hey, you gotta cut this off, you should, understand why, and we can move forward.
Absolutely.
Yes. My thing is, I know a lot of guys now, if they get the panties, I guess, is that what it's called? Getting the panties? I don't know. If they get the panties,
it sounds like an old phrase right now.
It does. I'm trying not to be too vulgar, but anyways, if they get the panties the first night, if you get the panties the first night, is it still to where, you remember where it's like, don't let a guy do it on the first night,
that
because
3-month rule and shit like that?
Yeah, they're gonna just use you for that, or you can't, there's no way you can be wifey. And
that's not true.
Well, I mean, now, I don't know. So I want to know, a guy that's dating in their 30s, is that it? Is that like a rule still? If you do it to her on the first date, then she doing it to everybody.
So if you sleep with a woman on the first date, do you look at her differently, like she can't be wifey material?
It's a lot comes with that. I wouldn't say sleeping with her on the first date changes how I feel about her in the sense of what our future.
Okay.
Now, it depends on how where I meet her.
Circumstances.
So that matters.
Was protection involved? Yeah, a lot of that matters.
Okay.
A lot of that matters. What was the vibe right before?
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. What you say? What was the vibe right before?
Yeah, what was the vibe? What kind of mood? What kind of vibe were we in? Like, did you just like?
Okay, so it depends on the atmosphere.
For sure.
So if you met her in a club and she wanted to fuck in the bathroom, then you just like, this is definitely not wifey material.
You're gonna leave her there.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna leave her there.
So that definitely matters. You're not necessarily looking to meet a woman in the club. So where do you meet them?
I can meet you in the club, but I don't want to have sex with you in the club. Like,
that's true.
But if I meet you in the club and then the next day, we may go have breakfast, brunch, or whatever. And then we can have a real conversation. Then something can go from there.
Yeah,
right.
I
like that.
I do too. So speaking of that, I want to ask this question: how important is sex to you in a relationship?
In terms of a number.
In terms of a number, if that was what appeases you,
from 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10. It's high. It's probably about a
9.999.
Nah, for real, because
like a moral test.
Yeah, it's definitely important, because intimacy in itself romantic intimacy in itself is important for me, because I feel like I get a different side of you, though, especially if we like been in for a while, say we got kids together. I see the intimacy with us and our kids, and then I get to pull you away from that and be just us. It's gonna turn me on to see you be a mom. I was gonna say that
romantic intimacy is different from sexual relations.
I wanted him to fully break it down for our listeners, because that is so important for somebody that's been married as long as I've had.
Intimacy is so important.
Intimacy
oh my God.
is not sex.
It's just not sex.
It's not sex.
It's the fact
being together.
that you get me. I'm sorry, y'all. He knows me. So what I'm about to say may make him cringe, but whatever.
Oh Lord.
Intimacy gets me wetter than the foreplay of sex, because it lets me know our
intimacy is foreplay.
It's a form of foreplay, but I mean like sexual foreplay. Like,
I mean, that's sexual foreplay to me. You talk to me in a way that gets me, then that's gonna give you drop
instantly. So men, listen to him. Like,
and even with that, a lot of men don't think about that, because. But it's kind of, it's something we've kind of, it's been passed down to us, because men, we were like groomed to be like just
dogs,
sex dolls in a sense, because they throw porn in our face to how to, we learn. We initially learn how to have sex from porn. So
because I guess does that kind of make them feel like they're teaching you about sex by throwing porn your way without just telling you about intimacy? Because I speak to my child, my 19-year-old son, about intimacy, about consent, about how to treat a lady or a young woman in a way where you understand and she understands intimacy, even at a young age.
Which is important. Keep doing that because, like I said, most people, especially from my generation, they gave us porn. They gave us condoms. They didn't give us how, like, to treat.
Did you ever get that talk?
Nah. By the time my grandfather had to talk with me, I was already fucking. And he told me, he literally, he dropped me off at school. I was in middle school, actually. He dropped me off in middle school and he was like, and I left condoms, they fell in my pocket and on the car seat. And he said, when I came home from school, he said, "Boy, you fucking," and that was it. That was the conversation.
Yeah.
Is that the black male's conversation?
It's normalized. Yeah, I feel like the fathers and the grandfathers have normalized the conversation to be kind of taboo. It's not like I can get directly into, like I can get in the meat of that conversation with you. I have to kind of it has to be the size. It has to be the vegetables. Like, look, make sure you use a condom.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I always made sure that my communication with Warren was always open. And I always told him, look, you're not going to learn about sex from your friends.
Absolutely.
Or the people around you. I know about sex. I had you. So apparently I know a little something about sex. Maybe not then because I was so young, but at this point, like I can tell you. So just don't be afraid to come to me. And he's always come to me. The first time he asked me about oral sex and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but I had to break it down to him and let him know what it was and let him know that that's not something that you should be worried about right now. So that's good.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that? Just to touch on that, like men, we learn how to please women from men when women know when they're being pleased and we don't even ask y'all.
I'm about to put this.
You about to throw it down.
I'm about to get out this goddamn house.
That's crazy though, right?
That's it.
It is crazy because they don't know really how to do it unless they're getting advice from a woman.
Right. But we typically not going to a woman, especially when you first starting out. Like you're not going to be asking questions from a woman. Especially your mother at that point,
Well, I mean, we just have that. Well, he ain't asked me everything, but we have a relationship where if he needs to know something.
Yeah, that's important. Keep that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Talk on the phone. Text him like, hey, let's go out at, and I'm going to pick you up at, are you like, I'm going to pick you up at 7 type dude? Or are you like, what you want to do? You want to go to the movies? Cause that's
have you ever planned a romantic date?
I have planned, but I'm going to tell you, that's not really a requirement today in dating.
Okay.
For you?
No.
Just in general.
In general, women don't, cause you'll think, all right.
Women don't what?
Well, hold on, listen. So, first of all, it's the whole pickup thing, right?
Okay.
They don't want you to know where they live like that in the beginning.
True.
So, I'm going to meet you there.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
That's true.
And people are picky eaters too. So, you got to ask these questions before.
Right.
So I like this restaurant or whatever. She's like, well, I don't eat so-and-so.
Yeah.
I don't eat, because I'm very picky.
Right.
So, you could tell me we going to Paris. I'm like, I don't eat nothing there.
Yeah.
So you have to ask more questions. So dates, that part of the romantic part of the date it's really kind of, I ain't gonna say obsolete, but it's one of those dying.
So what you're saying is the first date at this point it's not considered the romantic date.
Nah, yeah.
Okay.
It's when you're
get to know.
involved. You're involved with her. You like her. What are you planning?
I'm an outdoorsy person.
Oh,
I want to go outside.
Yes.
I want to go outside for sure. Like I love outside. So it can be,
Me too.
Yeah.
It can be a place where it doesn't cost a lot either. So you can be talking parks, but as long as it's well lit to where we can enjoy each other. I don't want a lot of distractions around. That's big for me. So going to a restaurant on a romantic date isn't good for me because I don't like distractions. I would rather.
Podcast over.
What? Nah, for real.
That's it.
That really is my idea of a romantic date for me. It's just like a picnic in a park. Mm-hmm. That is like my ideal romantic date. We can do that. It's cheap. And it's not even about the money you spend on it. It's
Right.
just about the time that you spend with the person.
It's the thought.
It's the thought.
Because my thing is, okay, just saying my husband, I'm not saying that he's never planned a romantic date. And that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if he was my husband, I would have he would have known at this point, she loves to work out.
Yeah.
She runs outside, so she clearly loves outdoors, you know.
Let's go to real world.
She's extra as her, right?
You are.
You know, she likes nice things. She wears designer things. Like, so, I mean, I feel like a man would give certain hints as to the thought process behind the romantic date. It's not that, I really like her. Let's do a picnic in the park. When you looking at her, you've been spending time with her. You know she don't do outdoors. So why would you take her to a picnic in the park?
You have to assess like the person that you're with and their likes and their dislikes.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
So what? But you still didn't tell me what the most romantic date you've planned.
The most romantic date I planned has definitely been a park date.
Okay.
And the way, just even with LaDonna describing everything that she described, she liked to work out or whatever. So just say we go running, that last mile, I'm knowing to have something special at the end of the last mile. That's something I would think because I'm knowing these are things that she likes. So I've definitely planned a park date.
Okay.
Where we were like, it went from a small, let's just go walking, you know, because you walk every day, so let's go walking.
Right.
At the end of the walk, there was a picnic basket, you know, the whole nine things, your favorite foods, because it doesn't have to be. We tend to look too deep into something instead of just listening to a casual conversation. She gonna tell you everything she wanted.
Okay, so me and LaDonna had talked about this on a previous episode because our ideal dates are picnic dates. I love being in nature. I love planting my feet in the ground, in the grass, and just, I could take a book and just be good and content. Give me a little food. Give me a cheese pizza.
That's what we said. I mean, that's like $7. Like, my thing is like it does not take all the money for a real woman.
It just takes the mental fortitude to know what your partner wants.
Yes.
And to put that effort in. And it's really not that big of an effort. You just, I know LaDonna likes pizza. I know LaDonna likes to go on picnics. So let me go ahead and do this picnic date for her because she's been working hard. She's been doing the things with the kids. So let me go ahead and do that for her. That takes nothing. And then you're going to get the best sex you have ever had.
I know my husband. When it comes to men, they swear that they're simple. You know what I mean? They're really easy.
Nah.
When it comes to my man, I know the only way, if I'm going to get him, if he going to be happy, I'm going to get him a watch. Or I'm going to have sex with him. Or both. Like, if I want anything.
Are they the same person?
Like,
it's not even a watch. Maybe some like workout gear, but yeah.
Yo, I already told you they're the same person. But listen, you have to listen to your partner. Right. You have to listen. You know what I'm saying?
To their needs.
This just me coming from, I guess, me, whatever.
You've been married for?
It doesn't even matter how long I've been married. I'm a woman. Like, I know what I need at this point in my life. I know what I need in my 30s. Something I never knew in my 20s. I was still trying to find myself.
Yeah, we don't have it figured out then.
So now I know exactly what I want in a man. I know exactly what I'm looking for, what type of interaction I'm looking for, how I want it to be treated. I'm going to tell you. All you have to do is listen. Mm-hmm. And that shit does not include Louis bags all the time. It does not include Gucci.
But
absolutely. But most of the time, we're so professional now, we can get our own.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing with buying. Yeah. Like, you can't buy your way into a woman's heart no more.
Right.
Even if y'all been married together for however long, you still gotta return back to that point to where she can do this on her own.
Yeah.
So think about things that she may have mentioned that you could tell excited her.
Right.
You know,
just bring it back to that a little every now and then.
The basics.
The basics.
For sure, yeah.
So let me ask you something. What is the hardest part about dating? Like, do you feel like there is some parts about dating that you can just like do without, or?
Yes. Definitely. It's a few things I could do without.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, we could talk.
Okay, tell me.
social media is a problem with dating.
Okay.
That's the one, especially for us. That's one of our biggest problems as far as like our generation. We tend to involve social media too much into our relationships to the point to where you give people ammo to invade, to implode on your relationship, whether it's you posting them or you posting memes that's kind of like showing that you got some
subliminal. I'm the subliminal queen.
Yeah, we can't do that because I'm telling you, we like. Don't think
Sean it be going over his head.
See, I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna see it. And I'm gonna hit you about it too. I'm gonna call you about it. Like, what's the like? You like? I just shared. Nah, but you shared it for a reason. Let's talk about that part.
Yeah, let's talk. But
the
I would rather
said, let's talk about that part.
God,
That's
it's
important.
not the fact that I want you to see it and never say anything about it. I want you to see it and be like, you know what? She's trying to say something to me.
Because you may be passive aggressive.
Absolutely. Or,
and then he may be like, let's talk about it.
Or I may have expressed it to him and he just didn't get it. But when he saw it, he would have been like...
Something snapped.
Like just a different preview of what I said. Right. You know what I mean?
Because they get things differently than we get things differently.
Absolutely.
And we kind of communicate things differently because we can be passive aggressive.
We can. Social media has definitely been a up and down
blessing and a curse.
And definitely. And it's something different for us because we have goals and dreams and they don't include staying in Birmingham, Alabama with 2 dope girls. So, you know, it causes for us, and even before 2 dope girls, I was a poster, you know, so that's something I'm going to ask you about, Freddy. I'm a poster, so
what do you mean? Oh, like posting on social media?
I don't really post a whole lot of body pics. Like, if you want to see me, it's going to pretty much be a face pic, but I work on my body.
Someone really asked me if I was overweight one time because
really?
Because I always do like selfies, but it's like shoulder up or neck up, and it's like, hey,
I don't need to show my body.
Right, I don't need to do that, but I'm like, first of all, no, but if I were, like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm just being myself on social media.
Right. So now I've been super into working out probably for the last 5 or 6 years, but I've been into gym working out, maybe the last 2 or 3 years. And it has come up in my marriage, the way I post about my workouts. Is that an issue to you? Not just how a woman posts, what she's posting about. What if she likes to post? You met her and she that's different from me, of course. We didn't have social media back then. But now if she was posting when you met her, and you're not crazy about it, is that something you bring up or you kind of get over it because she was posting when you met her?
For me, the posting is a big deal in my relationship. I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me.
Because I'm not super social media active like that.
You're not at all.
And I understand what attention it brings. So when I see women posting, they never put the women. I just posted this recently, actually. Do y'all still take pictures from the front? Because I want to know what's going on from the front. Women don't do that as much no more.
Yeah.
So it's always a side view or from the back, like.
Oh,
what you selling? Like, who you trying to get the attention from? You know what I'm saying? Especially in a relationship.
That gets likes.
But you're in a relationship.
That gets bags.
Yes, it gets bags too. Yeah. But what's the sacrifice you willing to give up? You cause confusion in our relationship as opposed to getting some money.
What's more important?
Yeah,
absolutely. And to be honest with you, that's important to some of the women in our age groups at this point. Social media has become that platform where I want to live the life that I've always wanted to live. And I couldn't have done it without social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I've been that person, right? And then all of a sudden I meet a guy that I really like. How am I supposed to scale back the person that I've always been? Well,
you just have to know who you are because social media is a business for most cases. For most people, it's a business. So if you know who you are, that's a business, and you're not going to give that up in order to forgo someone that you really love and enjoy and want to be with. I wouldn't, personally.
Yeah.
If I
is that a a deal breaker for a woman that posts a lot, that puts a lot of themselves out there?
It depends on the content.
Yeah.
The content for me is way more important than anything. Like, I don't mind you post. You can post daily.
Yeah.
But what are you putting out there? You know?
Are you putting your daily vegan meal? Or are you putting your daily vegan booty?
Right. Right.
Your all natural organic ass on social media.
And as we know,
so organic.
Yeah, from conversation, I you know, I'm a date a girl who she kind of got something going on physically to where, you know, she posts a picture, they gonna look at that.
Right.
They know what's going on back there. So I'm not really trying to have everybody in your DMs hounding you about that.
All right.
So be respectful in that way at least.
Absolutely. Listen. Thinking about social media, like you said, social media is a business. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are using it as a business. What's the new thing?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans,
yeah.
Like that's.
So if you had a girl who did OnlyFans, would she be your girl?
Do you have
girl?
Do you have an OnlyFans subscription?
I wouldn't dare attach my credit card to OnlyFans.
Really? Okay. Well, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, if you have a woman,
weird.
isn't she your OnlyFans?
I mean, he's dating though.
Listen,
I mean, but
still,
look, I can swipe your credit card up your ass and you do what I'm
not dealing with no girl that got an OnlyFans page.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Like that's crazy to me. I don't no.
Well, you know she loves Amber Rose, and Amber Rose
does
have you subscribed?
I wanted to.
Now listen, hold on, listen. Now listen, I love Amber Rose too. I do.
Okay,
I love Amber Rose.
Okay,
and I definitely got a sneaky Amber Rose OnlyFans link that I looked at.
Send me the link, dude.
But listen, that's the thing though. But even with her content on there, like I can't. It kind of makes me look at you different at that point.
Yeah.
Because I start thinking like, okay, she's in a current relationship and she has kids too. You know, so I start thinking about stuff like that. I'm like, I didn't delete the link, but I'm not like,
you contemplate.
She's looking funny in the light to me at this point. I'll say that.
Right. What I was going with that is because IG is a business, these women are out here with OnlyFans making guap, money.
Bank.
How do you feel about a woman making more than you?
That doesn't bother me.
Are you still going to be the provider?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
What, as far as what?
Yeah, because you're not making the bulk of the money. How do you
still make her feel comfortable in you being the man of the household?
It shouldn't be about the money though. It's not. I'm still able to take care of everything with the household.
Yeah.
You know, to me, as a man, if I can take everything, and regardless of what you make, that's extra to me because I'm taking care of everything as I was before.
So if you're taking everything, I'm going to automatically want to treat you anyway.
Because a good woman.
A good woman.
The trips get better. The trips get way better.
Right.
You know, because she's willing. She's like, well, I can spare this.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to think about that kind of stuff. So my ego isn't up there to where I'm
That's a good give and take and a good tit for tat. It's not like a little naggy little tit for tat.
Yeah,
like, do you see that being
a
problem with your home, like with your friends and some of the guys that you may have encountered? Okay. Do you see that could be a problem to them? For sure, because a lot of my friends are like, they have like the people that taught us how to be men would have a problem with it. So that's the issue. I was able to break away from it a little bit because I'm like, money. I'm like, nah, that's
because they have an skewed view of how relationships should be because they've learned from someone else who had their fathers a terrible view of what relationships should be. Yeah. So in your 30s, as a woman, as a black woman in my 30s, if I'm making, because black women now are totally different than black women 10 years ago.
For sure.
They're
very professional.
Sure.
You know, they're making the money. How do I need to dumb myself down? Do I need to not let the man know how much I'm making to be able to get to the first couple dates? Nah. Well, the thing about with men, we just want to feel like the head of the household. We're not necessarily the head in a sense. We just need to feel like it. So just make us feel, because most men want to just feel like we're in control. Right. Women are naturally smarter than men than me. They're naturally smarter than men. So
I want you to make all the decisions, but just let me just, you make every,
look.
Listen, you look over the contract, but let me just sign it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
That's all it takes.
That's
it's a good give and take relationship. And
Yeah.
that's good that you understand like the balance.
For sure.
Because that's important because you do have to understand like balance. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question because me and LaDonna had the same question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ridiculous. Are you open to dating women who have kids?
And I want you to know what this is, that's this is a great question to show you the difference between the type of person that you are and the type of person that I am, because we're really alike in a lot of ways. But the way she asked the question and the way I asked the question, could you be a stepdaddy? And if so,
I'm trying to be
how many more children? How many children can she have?
And do you want kids?
Yes.
Well, you already said you wanted kids, but
I'm just to be frank with this. I've only dated women with kids in my 30s.
Okay.
I've only dated women with kids.
Because it's hard to find.
Well, most women in their 30s have kids, you know, and even in their late 20s, there's going to be a kid involved at some point. You know, it's rare you're going to find a girl without kids. So, I'm not opposed to it at all. Actually, I would kind of rather that a little bit.
So are you okay with not ever having a biological kid?
No, I definitely need one.
Okay, just one.
Sure. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that. What
you got, LaDonna? Talk to me. Because I said I'd rather that. Oh, you need the amount too, right?
Definitely. How many kids can she have? That's first. I'll start there.
It depends on how many baby daddies it is, I guess.
Oh,
that does make a difference.
Because she could have been married and divorced.
And she might have 4 kids with the same guy.
With the same man. They've been together forever. So, yeah,
and
that's
you can't
true.
fault her for that. I mean, you can't fault her for any situation, but at the same time, you have to understand.
No, I'm faulting you for 4 kids, 4 baby dads. I'm faulting you. That's on you, man.
Yeah. That's a bit
you make
much.
bad decisions.
Yeah, that's true. You should have learned by number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell y'all, this is so trivial, you guys. This is so childish what I'm about to say, but I thought it goes with what we were talking about. So I was talking to a guy one day and we were just in conversation and he was like, she ain't got no babies. She must ain't got no good pussy. I swear to God, this guy, and he was so serious when he said that. And I really believe that the older you get, it's kind of like
men feel like if nobody don't want nothing in you, that you don't have a good one.
Not necessarily. I'm going to bring it back to what we were talking about. Men don't care about a woman with children when it used to be if she had so many children, she wasn't necessarily desirable.
A prize.
That's not an issue anymore. And I think that's great that you said that, because I have friends that are not in relationships that want to be in relationships that have children and that feel like another man is not going to want them because they have children. And I don't think that's true.
It's hard. It's not true. And I think it's hard because I have a homegirl and she has 2 daughters. And
she get a man before anybody, don't it?
She always got
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yes. She always got a man.
I can speak on that a little bit. It's normally not. It's how you wear your situation more than anything. So if we see you working hard, you taking care of your kids, you just need maybe a little assistance. That's not going to deter me from talking to you.
Okay.
If you out here struggling, throwing your kids like in my face, like they need to pay for this as soon as I meet you, I'm like, okay, I'm a money grab for her.
Yeah.
As opposed to you taking care of business. Let me want to feel like I can help.
Yeah.
I can fit in, whatever. But
and that's a good thing that you said that, because I've noticed that men really want to be needed.
For sure. We definitely
Can you speak on that a little bit? Because I don't think women these days, we understand, especially black women our age, because we're so professional now, because we, are so much more educated. We don't know that men really want to be needed. We think that we have to do everything ourselves, and that's not what you guys are looking for.
Yeah. And that's the difficulty that's one of the difficulties that comes in with dating now, today, because you guys tend to forget that. I don't want to say this because it sounds kind of.
Say it. Say how you
feel.
Well, we still want to feel like the man in a sense. So if it's something going on within the house or within the car, come to me.
See, I believe in gender roles.
Yeah, me too. That's the thing. I believe in gender roles for sure. Like, I don't want you to go out doing things where that's something normally I would be involved. If a man had to answer that question for you that you asked,
right,
then come ask your man.
Exactly.
That's true.
But like she said, a lot of women kind of feel like because they have their own, it's like yours. Like you got yours, I got mine. And
it's nothing is ours.
Yeah, and that's a problem for sure.
Is a huge problem.
Yeah, that was never an issue in my marriage. Like we both ain't had nothing. I was just we were just graduating, and that's the difference. I was telling some of my friends that you have to do what's best for you. You can't look at other relationships and say, okay, yeah, we got joint, accounts, or he paid for this and I pay for this. Mm-hmm. Like you got to figure out what's best. If you are not good with money and he is, sis, you may want to go on an account with him so he can monitor what you're doing, so y'all can be great together.
So he could be like, stop spending $1,200 on new bags.
On new bags. Yeah. Or if you're good with your money and he's good with his money, it's splitting it down the middle, it's good with both of y'all, and then putting some in the savings account. Like
y'all may like to travel, so that could be our travel fund or whatever the case is.
So how quickly with dating do you have those hard conversations
about finances?
It's more.
Or do you have the conversation at all?
Yeah, we do now.
Okay,
like we faster than before.
Yeah,
because the hand is out faster than before.
Because the needs are more when you get older,
and a lot of times, especially, this is crazy that I'm even saying this, but women tend to attach like the amount of sex. Like
they give to the amount of what you should.
Yeah, what you're giving. So if you're not giving, providing, then the sex will kind of slow up a little bit.
Okay.
So, which is.
I'm sorry, but sometimes you do have to hold out.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because that's important to y'all. That's the way we can get to y'all. And the way y'all can get to, like, I was listening to Lip Service, and dang, I don't know. I think it was Von was on there.
Okay.
King Von, and he was saying something about.
Rest in peace, King Von.
I know, rest in peace. He was just saying something like, I done done it before. I done took, my money. I done snatched my money providing for a chick because of something she did. Like I used my money
as a bait
to her. Like, dude.
But men do that because they feel like if they could get quality pussy.
And that's why we use the quality pussy to take away, you know what I mean? Like, y'all use the money, we use the pussy.
But that shouldn't even be up for ransom. It's like you should automatically just, like, I like you,
but I understand
you like me.
Because that's what it is. You know what I mean?
It's kind of hard to figure out who's for you when it's a dollar amount attached to it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's why I think it's very important for a woman to have her own, whether your own being your little apartment,
just
your little
Toyota,
like whether just long as, like he said, that you're doing what you're supposed to do, or you're putting the effort towards being the best you for your family and yourself. Then a man, I feel like, can definitely see that, and then either he's going to impose on it and make it better, or he's going to say, "I'm going to get out
on it and make that shit worse."
Yeah,
and get your head
yeah,
absolutely.
That's what's up.
So let me ask you a question, Freddy. Me and LaDonna talked about this yesterday. I think we talked about this yesterday. So, do you believe in soulmates?
I do.
You do. How do you know when you have found your soulmate?
So it's crazy because a friend of mine just asked me about this like 2 days ago about soulmates. It's a feeling, so I can't really tell if I met my soulmate yet or not. Mm-hmm. It could be somebody from the past, it could be somebody current. I don't know 100%. So I think it'll come like once we're deeply involved. Then I'll know, like, I put up with a lot, like, with you.
Is that a time limit on there, though?
It's not really a time. It's just the things you go through within a relationship.
I believe that it's what you go through in a relationship, but do you not feel like you can meet someone and you can feel like you're their soulmate and you don't have to
have
really
multiple soulmates? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, we've talked about having multiple soulmates.
Right.
Because I feel like you can have multiple. Your friends can be your soulmates. Yeah, I told you before, but I feel like, does it have to be hard with everyone that you're with? Like, does it have to be hard with your soulmate?
Let me ask you this one question. Have you met a soulmate in your 35 years?
Possibly.
At this point in your life, do you feel like you left that, like, damn, how did I leave that person in the past? Or I'm glad I just ran past that person. Like, I'm glad I was able to even meet that person.
Grace.
Our energies were
presence.
able to,
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, most of the women that I've dated after me, they ended up like married and with the family. So I felt like I was just kind of like,
prepped?
in a sense, not even on no arrogance.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It could be that, you know, because we had like we bonded in a different way. It wasn't like sexually, it wasn't like material things,
right?
But we didn't work.
Okay.
So maybe I was just there to like show them something different
for someone else.
Yeah.
And I think I told you that they can be your soulmate and still not work.
Yeah.
They can. Yeah. Oh, I know they can.
Your friend can be your soulmate for real.
Yeah.
Like you can have a better relationship with your friend than you do your spouse.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
I have a soulmate friend. I have soulmate friends actually, and I love and appreciate them. But yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I have a freaky one.
Oh.
So what's a
can we let Grace act? Because you know,
okay.
you my sister.
No,
you my
that's
sister.
okay,
It's
that's okay.
different. It's
You
different.
can however you want to.
I have something similar, so I'm gonna ask it right afterward. Yeah. So, is being bad in bed, if you had a bad sexual partner, is that a deal breaker, or are you willing to teach her?
She's good everywhere else. Great personality.
She's a nurturer.
Got a job.
Communicator.
Want children.
Cook.
Spiritual.
Loving.
Like plants.
Massage your back.
Don't eat meat.
I love all that. All right. So when we talking bad, what's the bad though?
Give
me an example of the bad.
Okay, well she a little stiff. She a little starfish. She just
I don't even know what does bad look like
it's
to
subjective.
me. Is it not wet? Like is it dry?
I mean,
that could be something.
That could be bad.
A smelly.
Oh well, then you just don't even get in that. I'm sorry. You gonna get in the smell of?
But what if she been working all day?
Get in that shower.
But like you said, the romance. I don't know.
Nah, because that's something that we don't speak about often as men either. Because men they'll ignore it. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I continue to tell you, I have these conversations with my son. I'm telling you, son, if it does not smell kosher, decline it.
What if she has been
decline it?
Okay. What if she has been working all day, right?
Getting that shower,
and
baby.
no, y'all just literally spontaneous meet up, and I'm gonna paint the picture. She a lawyer, got her own office. You're a businessman, entrepreneur. You go to her office just to surprise her. And then she looks so good and you just like attack her in the office. She closed the blinds. I know y'all see that on TV, right?
Yeah.
She closed the blinds and y'all going at it. But she been working hard, perspiring. We got thighs and he like a little booty, and she don't stink, but she don't smell fresh. So y'all keep it moving, or is that a deal breaker? Is it like, she still got it?
I'm understanding. So yeah, I'm understanding for that. So that's like, but even with like, I don't mean in that sense. I'm talking like it's a different odor when it's from you been at work all day.
It is, and then when you ain't
doctor's appointment. Like, you may miss the doctor's appointment.
Yeah, if she missing doctor's appointment, like if she
you can't blame it on quarantine. The doctor's still open on quarantine. They doing COVID tests.
She needs.
Definitely.
Do you tell her?
Me, I'm kind of blunt. I'm a Virgo, so I'm gonna mention it in the sense.
Look, that's rough.
Not in a way to make you feel bad, though. Yeah, I'm not gonna like.
You're gonna be sensitive about it.
Any way is going to make you feel bad. As an older woman, you're like, oh my God, that was the most
now, let me tell you what I do
in my life.
I've gotten this from one of my homegirls, and even before her, like I'm always like I'm very conscious of that area. Like I always bring wipes with me. So
girl, look at my purse. I have wipes. Honey pot. I love honey pot.
Yes, honey pot. Shout out to honey pot. Yes, man, for real. Because I don't want to ever be. I'm always
Caught
ready.
Slipping.
Yes.
Say what it is.
I feel like, what if somebody wants to rob me and tell me to take off all of my clothes, and then it's like I take off all of my clothes and I took my jeans off, and it's like, woof.
He get everything back. You can have your clothes back.
You can have that. No, I want to be clean. That's why I always keep wipes.
It has much more to do than
It has a lot to do with hygiene too, as well. So
it is hygiene, but it's all in what you eat, what you
eat,
drinking.
yes, absolutely.
So for my ladies that's listening, because I'm sure ladies are going to be taking got they pen and they pad out because they ready for this relationship, and you are dropping some gems right now.
Keep your wipes with you, girl.
Wipes, ladies. Hygiene is important.
For sure, definitely keep your wipes. That's men. We don't say no to wipes at all. Okay. Actually, men, we have wipes now. They got
what?
For sure, yeah, we got wipes.
Y'all got ball wipes?
You can go on Amazon. I think they call gentleman wipes.
Ball wipes.
No, check this though. They got ball deodorant now.
No.
Everything, yeah. Because
isn't that kind of a little sensitive?
Nah, it just depends.
It's skin, huh?
You got to go vegan with everything.
With okay, it got to be vegan.
Yeah, so natural.
It's skin, but still, you got to be careful down there.
It's not like ours, you know.
It's not. We got to open it. I know,
yeah.
Just keep fresh, everybody.
Keep fresh.
Keep fresh.
Okay.
Keep fresh.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question. It's a little out of pocket. I can't even lie. You can pass it on if you want to.
This is the shot pot. Like if I need to take a shot,
you don't have to. You can if you want to. If you don't want to answer it, but do you have sex with a woman when she's on her period?
Man, love will make you do some different things.
Okay, so
will love make you hit it from the ass?
Why not?
He
don't want to hear that from you.
Like,
he does not want to hear that from you.
I'm saying like,
he's like, he got shot.
Listen, like I said,
oral sex, like what?
Oh,
love
like back and forth?
No, like him putting it. Not oral sex. I'm sorry, but anal sex.
Yeah, I know. But you said okay, so
anal sex.
Is that not bad?
I'm asking him.
Okay, you looking at me, so I'm.
No, I was explaining to you, but I'm asking the man.
Like I said from the beginning, love will make you do things that you probably. Yeah.
That's a good answer, though.
So
Freddy.
You wouldn't be opposed to it.
If I love you, I'm not opposed to a lot of.
Okay,
that is man. Listen, I mean
that's a good.
He is dropping some.
Is that a PC answer or is that like a legit answer?
I like that answer.
I'm telling you, like love will make you do some things for love.
Okay, so. Another maybe inappropriate question, but we're familiar now. Have you ever not been able to get it up during sex? Because we had talked about this on the past episode. We don't have penises. And so we don't know like what makes a man not get aroused during sex.
It was like, I guess my answer was they're nervous. I've heard that they can be nervous.
Be intimidated by somebody. That's what you said.
Yeah, intimidated, and they can be nervous about it, and it can cause them to be too excited. Okay. So we don't know though.
It like that's another thing. It depends on the situation. So if I'm in love with, if we've been rocking for 10 years, and one day I can't get it up at that point. We may have had an argument the night before,
and you weren't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it. Your energy was off. Okay. So you may think we can just jump straight to sex, but it's like, nah, we having some other problems.
Right.
That'll cause me to kind of, be on chill mode too.
So you really have to talk things out.
Yeah, for sure.
But you remember when I said that my brain is attached to my vagina? Like if we ain't good, our energy ain't good, this ain't good. And I never knew it was like that for men because my husband at any point in any time said I've never had that issue. So that's why we just didn't know. So that's good to know.
If I'm not good mentally, I can't
angry,
get around.
I'm not gonna really if I'm mad about something, we need to talk first because I'm not gonna be able to
I like the fact that you like to communicate.
That's very important.
It is important.
Definitely.
A lot of people don't understand that, but
sex don't fix everything.
It doesn't.
You need to do like a class, because I feel like these niggas out here ain't communicating worth shit. Like they not Freddy.
No.
Y'all better get y'all some.
Freddy and I had a little conversation on the side. You might have to do that on the little back end.
You mean like
be a little relationship coach?
You know,
well, I got my issues too. I'm gonna wait to see how far these questions go.
Look, we're not perfect. Anybody in relationship, they're not going to be perfect.
Yeah,
they've had to experience and gone through some things to be able to give you advice. I don't want advice from someone who's not gone through it.
Right. And I was about to ask a question as far as emotionally. Because we're in our 30s, we've been through stuff. Mm-hmm. She's been through whatever, but she's bringing emotional baggage into the relationship. May it be she had a bad relationship. Maybe it was abusive. Maybe she just does not feel wanted. She has a problem with that. Rejection. And men can bring baggage into relationships as well, how they were raised, the situations they were put in, not having what they think they should have at this point, mm-hmm. or women that have made them feel rejected in the past. How do a man and a woman date with all of that baggage?
Being open-minded, understanding. Mm-hmm. We come from two different backgrounds. So just to say, your baggage, I may not agree with it, but I understand it, mm-hmm. because that's something that you went through. That's your trauma. Your trauma might not be my trauma.
What if she doesn't express it? What if she's like very passive aggressive in her way of dealing with things?
That's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
That's where the communication part's going to come in.
Right. Because not everybody is open to communication. Not everybody has reached that level of maturation where they're like, this is going on with me. I need to talk to you, and you not be reactive to what I'm having to say, but you're understanding and you're listening and you're internalizing what I'm saying and not just being defensive about it.
Right.
A lot of women that I've dealt with, mm-hmm. they tend to take my willing to communicate. They're not used to it. Mm-hmm. So they're like, I don't want to talk about it.
So they're not there yet.
I don't want to talk about it. I get that a lot. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm trying to communicate with you because I understand that it's going to be, we didn't grow up together.
Right.
So whatever you bring in, allow me to at least be a part of it to where I can understand where we're going.
Right.
So I tend to ask that question all the time. Like, are we okay? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
You say, I want to talk about it. Like, why? I'm your person you spend the most time with.
So you should want to talk about it.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying too as well. Like, it doesn't just happen overnight.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But that don't mean I'm going to just stop. It'll come to a point to where I may be like, all right.
Because it's too much.
Yeah.
I'm having to pull everything out of you.
Right. Mm-mm. I get it.
Yeah, that wouldn't be sexy at all.
Have you ever cheated in your relationship before? And if so, what made you cheat?
In a serious relationship.
I've
never cheated in a serious relationship.
You've never cheated in how do you end it in a serious relationship?
What's the issue in terms of why we?
Yeah. What's the issue? And then how do you determine, okay, this is going to be it and we're going to say this is it?
Mainly lack of communication.
You love communication.
Yeah, because love doesn't come first for me in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's why I build friendships first. So the trust. Can I tell you things? Don't tell me half truths.
Right.
Like things like that are very important to me. So if I feel like you're being like sneaky, not even cheating sneaky, just sneaky in the sense of not telling me things that I feel that are important to our relationship.
Missing parts of the conversation.
You're leaving parts out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of your ass.
Right.
Okay, that was abrupt. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, that's good.
That's his deal breaker.
So then you just say, hey, this is not working?
We going to have a conversation to sit down. I'm not going to just ghost you.
Hey, you're not going to ghost?
No, we're going to sit down.
I'm
like your email at that point. I'm going to read you your email out loud.
You said, I'm going to read you your email.
Out loud. Like, yeah, I'm going to tell you things about you that you probably nobody ever told you because you did, you excelled.
Sometimes it takes that.
Yeah. And it'd be the little things that you'd be like, why is a guy telling me this?
Yes, I've had that to happen.
Really?
A person has told me about my damn self. And I was like, but how'd you know?
It's hard to hear, though. though. Sometimes when you get told about yourself,
I didn't want to talk to that person ever again in their life
because they made you face a little bad about yourself.
They hit that I ain't shit button.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
I remember one time I got convicted one time and I was like, God damn, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, damn, what am I doing? Okay, I'm sorry. So do men your age who are dating, do you guys still cheat or do you just end it?
At 35, I'm gonna be most men, and this is like, let's be honest right now, fellas out there. I'm about to say something that's gonna probably, if you're in a relationship and you're younger than you're in your 30s, and you understand this, but men aren't typically settled down until they're around my age.
Yeah,
they still want to play a little bit, and it's gonna happen again probably when they may reach
that midlife crisis.
Yeah, they gonna want to play a little bit more.
But why?
It's
to see if they still got it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So what happens if the woman want to play a little bit more? Should that be okay?
Women tend to want to play as well, but it's a level of restraint that women normally would have. I'm not saying all women have it.
What he's saying is we're better at the cheating.
Yeah.
If we get caught,
I already told you that.
We want to get caught.
Yeah. So I'm not saying a woman may flirt with a guy, the whole time, and you're not even knowing, but that's more respectable than me finding out.
Right.
What I don't know.
Right.
So.
I agree with that.
Okay, Freddy.
I'm just a bit 100 with you.
LaDonna, give him his last few before he help us with this advice, because you will help us with this advice.
Okay. So, have you experienced competition between women in the dating scene? To me, dating is just what that is. It's not necessarily being exclusive. It's just putting effort towards a person that you could possibly see a future with.
Okay.
So to me, when I think about dating, I'm like, okay, I'm dating him, but I might also be dating him. So if now they've gotten wind that I'm dating both of them, is there like a competition? Like, does it bring friction? Like, is it like,
who do you like more?
Or is it like, oh, either you're going to talk to her or you're going to talk to me?
Or do they know about each other? So many questions.
I know. Yeah, we just want to know everything.
It's like pow, pow, pow.
I think it's levels to dating as well. Like,
it is.
I exclusively date.
Okay.
So
I
I pretty much wear her on my face in the sense she's mine, and not in a
possessive way, yeah.
But that's who I recognize as the person that I have to honor,
right?
In a sense, so we're exclusively dating. Now, when it comes to dating, it could be a competition because if I could take you out on a Monday and I see you out again on a Thursday at another spot with a guy, I can't really trip because we're not exclusively dating,
right?
But I'm gonna see what he brought you to Perry's.
Right.
With Chris, like, okay,
I gotta step my game.
I gotta step it up. So we go on Saturday. We gonna get a spa date.
Okay.
With the catered chef to the room, like,
ladies, I hope y'all listening, girl.
But
real.
You know what? We had this conversation not too long ago because I told you I dated. Because LaDonna asked me how many people have I dated at one time. You say you exclusively date.
Yeah.
I never exclusively dated. I just dated to get to know people. So I dated like 3 people at one time.
Yeah.
But that was just not on a physical level, but just the
getting to know
level.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
And when I say exclusively dating, that's usually when y'all intimate romantically and the condom comes off.
Yeah.
Then it kind of comes exclusive then.
Right.
Oh, oh my God. This is a great question. In your 30s, do you ever ask for an HIV test?
Yes. I need to know your...
Not even HIV.
Not
though.
HIV.
Or HIV or any
just
STD.
Yeah.
Like, are you asking for them to take a test or is it just like, damn, we in the moment, F this?
Well... It doesn't happen like that. Well, when you're in the moment, you're in the moment. Like,
That's true.
We'll be real. Not even that. Like, you may not put a condom on because you're in the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment is the moment. But you might pray a little bit the next morning.
Man,
I can
imagine
when they leave. Yeah. So you gonna pray a little bit different. Your prayers ain't gonna be about just waking up.
God, I'm so sorry for last night. Please,
I won't ever do it again, Jesus. and in the same thought, but he was so fine.
Yeah. That's gonna happen for sure. Like you're not gonna ask like when you're in the moment. You can't really. It's kind of tough to pull yourself.
But you do have to be responsible though. Like as you get older, like you really do have to. You can't just go on everyone's word
because they've been through so many people, and you've been through so many.
It's not even so many people. I mean, it could just be the sexual experiences. So it's like you don't want to do everything with everyone. Absolutely. And you want to make sure that you're protected and you feel comfortable in your sexual experience. Yeah. I don't want to lay down with someone and be like, oh Lord God, please. I don't want to have that prayer at the next day. Mm-hmm. Like I don't. So I would rather know someone's sexual status. Absolutely. Before I lay down with them so I can feel comfortable. I can enjoy my experience because I'm a visceral person. Right. Like I'm mental. Yes. So it's like if I'm okay, it would be in my head. Like I really don't want to
be having sex with you right now. But listen, so
girl,
what you say? You want to what? Did you see? What did you just do? Did you?
Okay, y'all couldn't hear effect, but you can see the effect if you watched on YouTube.
I was literally about to say something, but when y'all saw that, like I forgot everything.
I just want to go in.
I don't even know what I was
just want to go in. I don't want to have all them issues, okay? I mean, y'all laughing at me. Why?
That's what I was about to say. So I think it's easier when, like you said, you build that foundation, you build that friendship first, and then it's like, man, I'm feeling you. I would love to go to the next level with you. Mm-hmm. Let's go get tested together. Right. Rather than
that's a good date. I'm sorry.
Social media. You so fine. Mm-hmm. When can I see you?
Right.
Shoot, next Tuesday at 3:35. You know what I'm saying? And then that is just you can't build that trust or that communication to ask that question.
Shit,
and then it becomes null and void.
Yeah, people ain't really asking those questions like that.
Y'all need to be asking these questions as older people. Y'all really need to be asking these questions. Not everybody is safe.
Yeah, that's true.
People don't ask
COVID safe.
COVID, because LaDonna sneezed the other day, and I said,
I did the Matrix. And I came in with a negative COVID test.
I said, I don't care. I'm doing the Matrix.
Yes, like, I don't lie. Like with certain words, like when you said that, I scratched my leg a little bit. You said something about y'all get tested out. I scratched my leg. I'm like, hold up. It just came out of the blue. It's just the nerves, though. It's the nerves. It was definitely the nerves.
I'm sorry, because we are so like that. Like, don't have your mask on, and you looking at people like they crazy.
Like they crazy.
Yes. So that was a good one.
That was good.
So
you got one more?
I have one more.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you have one more?
I'm done. Okay.
So I think this is great to end it. What takes a woman from girlfriend to wife?
That's a difficult question, but it can be answered though.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
What's girlfriend or wife? I think it's how you get to experience each other. So, and the things that you put up with as a boyfriend, whether it's how I spoke about communication earlier, and I can forgive you a couple times because you're my girlfriend. I'm seeing you still kind of growing that way. Mm-hmm. Once I see you, like, okay, she understands me.
You're closer to the mic.
She understands me more now, to where she knows this is a problem for me. Then she's gonna make the efforts to do better in that area. Yeah. She's gonna recognize, okay, before I even come at him about something, but before I even make this decision, let me think about him.
She's gonna anticipate your needs.
Yeah, put me into things that I'm not around. Like, respect me when I'm not around.
Right. Yeah.
That's gonna kind of make me, okay, she does care more about my emotional and my feelings as opposed to just things that are gonna satisfy me on the surface. Yeah. That'll kind of put me over the top. When you say girlfriend and wife, I think from like liking and love in a sense. So I'm gonna love you for things like that, as opposed to liking you for the physical things, the surface things.
Have you ever been in love?
Currently, I think I think this is probably the most I've ever felt like in terms of love. Whether it's in love or we having love for each other, this is probably the most I feel like somebody cared about me in a sense. Like cared about me when I'm not around. And that's so important to me.
Right.
How you feel when I'm not around. Do you respect me when I'm not there?
Right.
Do you understand me when I'm not there? So this is probably
Is there a time limit on marriage in your 30s if you're still dating?
I can marry you in 5 months.
Vegas, baby.
Or 5 years. It's just it's the feeling. Energy is everything for me.
So my last question: if we're dating, if a person and a woman and a man are dating, and the man seems to love them, he's doing the things, just regular stuff. You know what I mean? Just what he's supposed to do in a relationship, but he's taking. It's been 3 years. All of a sudden, you're hitting the 4th year, and there's no ring. Should I automatically know that, that's just something he doesn't want with me?
Right.
I'm not taking him to that place, or I don't give him the thought that I should be his wife.
Because year 4, you should be having this discussion, if not already planning.
But a man could easily make you feel like this is going in the right direction, because I've seen this personally where a couple, this people I know, this girl and this guy, they've been living together. They've been, acting as if they were married, but they're not married. And he's just like, why aren't you marrying her? Why aren't you making her your wife? Why aren't you giving her that title?
I think moving in together is kind of premature because it already sets the standard of the marriage.
Nah, I low-key got to live with you a little bit before I marry you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? I did say that before. I did say that. I think it's good for people to live together a little bit before you get married.
Yeah. And that, in her situation, when she was saying about her friend, it could be from his upbringing. Maybe he didn't see his mother be a wife to somebody, or whoever raised him. That's important too. A lot of times, men, when we don't put a woman on that pedestal to make her a wife, it's because we don't really know how. Nobody showed us how to make women.
Are they having these conversations?
Yeah. Well, the conversation as well, but as long as you're ignoring it and you're comfortable, I'm cool with it. Men just want comfort and peace.
There's no
if you're not
communication,
complaining, then there's peace there to us.
Right.
So if you're not complaining about you just coming home and you're not having my last name, our child only has my last name, but you don't, or something like that. We're not going to say anything.
But is that not a legitimate complaint?
It is, but say something. Just say something.
Well, why you guys?
Because men, we feel like as long as the woman's comfortable, if you're not,
should you not want that?
No, let me tell you what somebody told me before. If you're comfortable in a relationship, I know this person probably listening, they're gonna be like, I said that shit. If you are comfortable in a relationship, you will not grow. You will not grow. So if a woman allows a man to sit at her house or at his house and you act as if you're married, you make it seem like you're doing your marital duties, but you do not have his last name, then sis.
Yeah.
That's what I said in the beginning. You have to say something. You really have to communicate. I mean, okay, I get living together, but at what point after we're living together do we talk about marriage? What are we discussing? Are we just living together and just seeing how it goes, or what?
I'm almost at we can have that discussion before. That's kind of like the living together is really a trial run because we've already had a discussion about getting married at that point.
Right.
I don't want to just live together and then you move out when we get into it and somebody else move in. No, we've started living together because we see a future in this.
Right.
We've already had a discussion about what the future could bring. So I'm not just going to just move you in because you need somewhere to stay.
Right.
We're trying to cut down on bills or something. Nah.
Be roommates.
Right.
We're not doing that.
It's 50% now, girl. It's 50%.
Where?
Right. Yo, this was amazing.
That was
Freddy.
good, Freddie. I appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all.
You did a good job.
You dropped some real gems.
You really did.
To be honest with you, I really feel like I got some different perspectives on how men think about things, because we're so quick as black women to that nigga ain't shit,
Right.
but really there's some other perspectives, and we're so jaded.
We have to evaluate the entire situation. And it's not just,
and it's good to
it's
hear,
never
because
one-sided.
how can you evaluate something you know nothing about?
Right.
So hearing it from him, it really made you think okay, maybe we'll have a feeling like they just don't love us or they just don't like us. And that's clearly may not be what they're thinking.
But just be open to the communication, because
absolutely.
Freddie said it a million times. And I always say it a million times on this platform. Communication is completely key. You have to communicate with the person that you're with. If not, then it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
And also too, just to end, like allow men to be more expressive, like be more emotional. Don't
without being reactive.
Yeah, like if I come across as like a little bit like soft in a sense, don't like categorize it as me being a bitch in a sense. You know,
a little bitch ass nigga don't want to say nothing.
Well, you acting like, you know what I'm saying? Women tend to do that too. Like they're like, you complaining, that's something I'm supposed to be complaining about. Nah, it's a necessary concern of mine in our relationship. So I'm telling you because I feel it now. So let's talk about it from that perspective, from the male's perspective as well. Allow me to be more expressive about certain things. Cause that men tend not to express ourselves emotionally. Right. And that's why, because I always swept under the rug too.
Right. Every now and then I'll ask Scoot, I'm like, hey, are you good? Are you, whatever? And he's like, yeah, why you ask? I'm like, I'm trying to get a sense. Like, how are we?
Give me some energy.
Yeah. Like how are we in this area or how are we in that area? Because I want to tap into what you're thinking, and I don't want to feel like just because we're going along that everything is okay. Like I always want to just check in and say, hey, how are we doing? Like, how are you feeling? And I do want more than just, yeah, I'm okay.
Right.
But, we'll take that for now. And I think that's
what women, we have to allow them to be expressive, but men,
you have to express it.
You have to be okay with being expressive to the woman that you love.
Therapy. Man, this was therapy, black man. Go to
therapy.
Do you do that?
Yes.
Can we touch and agree?
Yes. Therapy.
From 6 feet. Yes.
Therapy is a must, y'all.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so advice. So, Freddie, we're going to get your advice or your opinion about this advice letter. So, LaDonna.
Okay, we got an opinion in our email, and it starts by saying, hey, LaDonna and Grace, I often listen to the podcast and notice that you guys really reiterate that sex changes after marriage. But me and my boyfriend were rabbits in the beginning of the relationship. Okay. But we don't have sex but once or twice a month, and we are not married. I tried to spice up the bedroom by wearing lingerie, but he is not very receptive. What can I do to get that old thing back? Y'all keep doing great things. Signed, my phone, or from my phone. Sorry.
Okay, so, Freddie, I mean, they're not married, so you're not married. So if you were in a relationship and you guys are only having sex once or twice a month.
Y'all just in a relationship?
That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
So what do you think from the male perspective that he's going through? Because she didn't even mention anything about him. She just mentioned that she tried to put on lingerie and whatnot. So what do you think from a male perspective that...
How they can spice it up?
Yeah.
Well, with men, it could be a multitude of things because we have our like different insecurities. It's really never physical with us. It can be
really,
yeah. It's hardly ever physical with the man when it comes to sex. We'll whip out a gut, like whip back a wee out. We don't care. Like it depends on what we got. Well, you could be drunk, whatever.
Okay.
So it's not really that with men. It's usually it could be a financial strain.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't want to have sex broke. Like my mind ain't on sex because I'm broke.
Okay.
I got to figure some shit out in other arenas. So I'm not really tripping. I'm not thinking about sex.
Okay.
That could be something. She just needs to ask more questions on that too.
He might be feeling like the stresses of having to take care of a household. Did she say she have kids? I didn't even hear that.
No, but
okay.
She didn't say if she had kids, but she did say that they do live together.
Okay.
So what if she may not? It can be a not a 50. It can be a 50. It cannot be a 50-50 situation to where he's covering everything to where maybe it's a financial strain on him.
That's true.
And he can hate his job and have to pay all the bills, so he's not seeing any benefit of going to work every day.
And she might be at home nagging because she ain't getting no sex. Because when you sexually frustrated, you like
you mad at everybody.
Yeah.
My head going
nothing's right.
Everybody can get it. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody gonna get it. Shit.
Yeah, so that could like I say, that can be a multitude of things coming from a guy. Men, we like you said, they were rabbits in the beginning.
Yeah.
What changed? Look at other things.
Look at the other aspects of the relationship.
Anything could have caused that.
That is really good advice.
But how can they spice it up?
Well,
what can she do?
Ask him.
What's going on with
What's going on with you? Like, hey, have you ever communicated? Look, bro, we having sex twice a month. Not come at him and say like, look, bro, but like, hey, baby, What's going on? We had sex in a minute.
Rub his chest when you say that. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Rub his head.
Yeah, sing it.
That throat baby. That throat baby. Hey, baby.
Right. So, sis, the lingerie didn't work because something else
It's mentally wrong with him.
down
Yeah.
is wrong, and you need to get to the core of things
Right.
if you want to get that old thing back. Y'all, we appreciate y'all for listening to us.
If you guys want to ask us any more questions, send an email to ask2dopegirls@gmail.com. That's ASK, the number 2, dopegirls@gmail.com. You can find me at Grace Face with 2 underscores at IG.
You can
LaDonna.
find me at Naturally Pretty on IG, and
Freddy, tell them where they can find you, because Freddy said he is about to be more social on social
I'm
media.
about to become more social.
Yes.
So you can find me at Fred, the number 2.
You don't even know it.
WICEOBA. Yeah, Fred twice over. That's my
We'll
name.
put the link in our description of where to find Freddy. But you guys can find us at 2 Dope Girls on IG, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Watch the YouTube, you guys, because it's going to be
a whole different vibe.
It's a good show. It's going to be like The Housewives. Y'all love it.
Yep.
All right. Until next time, you guys. First of all, we are not about to end this podcast without telling these people that Saturday is my birthday.
Saturday, your birthday, girl.
Yes.
You gonna turn up, girl?
No, I'm probably
I'm
going to
turn up.
You're going to be out of
and then
town.
I'm going to call you and make you turn up.
We'll take a shot.
We are definitely going to take a shot.
FaceTime.
Thousands of miles away.
Yes.
Taking a shot.
Me, you, and Wit.
Yep.
Yes.
We're down for it. Y'all, we thank y'all so much. We thank Freddy for coming and
Thank you,
vibing
Freddy.
with us, or allowing us to come and vibe with him.
We appreciate you.
And you got 2 Dope Girls out.
Bye, you guys.
Dope girls, dope the dope girls. Dope girls, dope the dope girls. Dope the dope girls. Dope the dope girls.